So we're starting reclined, finding a comfortable position, and then on the next inhale, we're going to raise the arms up overhead, reaching through the fingers, exhaling the arms back down to the sides, inhaling and lifting the arms, exhaling, taking them back down to the sides. And just keeping that movement going at your own breathing pace, gently opening up the shoulders and the chest, whilst allowing them to relax downwards into the mat. And now getting up into a seated position, and this can be any position you find comfortable, so maybe cross-legged, maybe kneeling, and just taking a moment to find somewhere you can stay for a few moments. Inhaling the right ear down towards the right shoulder, exhaling, taking the chin to the center, inhaling left ear to left shoulder, exhaling, chin back down to center, keeping that movement going, again with your own breathing pace, taking the chin to center on the exhale, inhaling over towards the side, and then one last time, inhaling the right ear to the right shoulder, exhaling back down to center, inhaling left ear to left shoulder, back to center, and then lifting the chin, taking the arms up overhead, exhaling, drawing the hands downwards, and then inhaling, reaching back upwards, exhaling, taking the hands down towards the chest. And here you really want to pay attention to keeping the shoulders over the hips, maintaining a nice straight back, and reaching through the arms. Now one last time, taking the arms up overhead, exhaling them back down towards the chest, and now drawing the arms out to the side, so hands at shoulder height. We're going to twist the right palm forwards and the left palm backwards, and then the left palm forwards and the right palm backwards. Unraveling the shoulders, just allowing any tension to drop out of the shoulders and the arms, maybe gently turning the head from side to side also. And then taking the right hand down towards the mat, reaching the left arm up overhead, opening the chest. And then again on the other side, so back up to center, left palm down to the mat, right arm up overhead. Feeling the stretch through the side ribs on this one. Keeping the shoulders above the hips here, so not leaning forwards, but allowing the hips and the legs to relax. And then taking the hands back down to the knees, maybe taking a gentle roll of the neck before coming over into a kneeling position. Here we're going to take some gentle cat-cow movement. So on the exhale, tucking the chin, rounding the back, and then on the inhale, drawing the shoulders back, opening the chest, lifting the chin, exhaling, folding everything inwards. From here, we're going to take the hands forward, tucking the toes, drawing the hips up and back into our down dog, and just pedaling the legs out one by one, bending the knees and lifting the hips, finding a downward facing dog position that's somewhat comfortable, and coming to a point of stillness. We're going to bend the knees here, looking forwards and stepping all the way to the front of the mat. Inhaling, lifting the chest halfway. Exhaling, folding forwards, maybe taking hold of each elbow here, taking a gentle sway from side to side before unraveling the spine, lifting the arms up overhead. And then on the exhale, folding all the way forwards again. And once again, on the inhale, drawing the chest up halfway. Exhaling, planting the hands, stepping back to plank. Exhaling, lowering. Inhaling, lifting the chest to upward facing dog. Exhaling, pressing down into the hands, taking the hips back into downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. On the inhale, rolling forwards into plank, pressing down through the hands, finding that stable position before lowering the knees. On the exhale, lowering, inhaling back up, exhaling and lowering, inhaling back up, tucking the toes, lifting the knees, taking a breath here before exhaling the hips back and up into our down dog position. So that's one round of a flow that we're going to repeat a couple of times, and you can follow that version in the top right hand side of the screen here. Otherwise, we're going to inhale, rolling all the way forwards into high plank, taking a breath here before on the exhale, lowering down into our push-up position, inhaling back up to high plank, exhaling and lowering, inhaling back up, and then exhaling, taking the hips back up into our downward facing dog position. So seeing which of those versions suited you best, taking whichever one feels better for you today. And then one last time, inhaling, rolling all the way forwards into high plank, taking a breath here, exhaling, lowering, inhaling back up to high plank, exhaling and lowering, inhaling back up before exhaling, taking the hips all the way back up into our downward facing dog, pressing through the fingers, maybe taking a gentle bend at the knees, maybe pedaling the legs out. On the next inhale, we're going to lift the left leg all the way up to the sky, exhaling the foot in between the hands, finding that stability before reaching the arms upwards on the inhale. Both our hips are even, facing forwards, exhaling, lowering the right knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now pressing down into the left foot, we're going to step all the way through, keeping the right foot off the floor, and then extending the right leg, keeping the foot flexed. 3, 2, and 1. And then keeping that foot up, drawing the shoulders back, cactus arms, lifting the chest, keeping a nice straight back, deep breath here, and then exhaling the right foot all the way back, inhaling, reaching the arms up overhead, exhaling, hands down to mat, inhaling, reaching the left arm up, and then curling it under, inhaling, reaching, exhaling, curling it under the body, and here really reaching with the shoulders and then protracting them forwards as you curl under. And now pressing both the hands into the mat, stepping all the way back into our three-legged dog, left leg all the way up, exhaling the foot back down to downward facing dog. And we're going to go on the other side, so inhaling, reaching the right foot all the way up to the sky, exhaling that foot in between the hands, reaching the arms up on the inhale, finding our high lunge, and then getting ready for those lunge pulses. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now pressing down into the right foot, stepping through, keeping the left leg lifted, and then extending the left leg, keeping the foot flexed. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then holding with the left leg lifted, drawing the shoulder blades back, finding cactus arms, opening the chest. On the exhale, we're going to take the left foot all the way back into our high lunge. Lifting the arms up overhead. Exhaling, hands down to the floor. Inhaling, reaching the right arm up to the sky. Exhaling, curling it under the body. Inhaling, reaching upwards. Exhaling, rounding the back. Inhaling, opening the chest. Keeping that movement going. One last time. And then taking both hands down to the mat. We're going to step back into our three-legged dog, right foot all the way up to the sky, exhaling both feet down to the mat, downward facing dog, pressing down with the palms of the hands, inhaling, reaching the left foot up, bending the knee, taking the foot over towards the right glute, reaching the knee up to the sky, exhaling, making knee circles with the left hip. Taking one last circle with the knee before finding stillness, extending the left leg long, and then on the exhale, taking the left foot outside of the left hand. Right foot goes outside the right hand, sinking the hips down into Malasana squat. And finding a little bit of movement here, so maybe lifting the heels, lifting the toes, twisting from side to side before planting the right hand, inhaling, lifting the left, inhaling, lifting the right, exhaling, right hand down, inhaling, left hand up, keeping that movement going, exhaling as the hand comes down, inhaling as the other hand goes up, and keeping the back straight here. So if that means keeping the heels up, that's great. Planting the hands, stepping back to plank. On the exhale, lowering to chaturanga. Inhaling, lifting the chest, upward facing dog. Exhaling, lifting the hips all the way up and back into downward facing dog. We're going to go again on the other side. So inhaling, lifting the right leg, bending at the knee, finding those hip circles, and just allowing everything to unwind here, loosening up the hips. On the exhale, we're going to take the right foot outside of the right hand, left foot outside of the left, sinking the hips down. This time, maybe finding a bind, so wrapping the left arm forwards around the left knee, taking hold of the hand behind with the right hand, keeping the chest open. looking upwards, and taking the same on the other side, wrapping the right arm around the right knee, lifting the chest, keeping everything open, drawing the shoulder blades together, and then taking the hands back to the center, planting them down on the mat inside of the knees. We can start to find a bit of a crow pose here, so taking the weight forwards and maybe finding that balance point where the feet start to lift and drawing the toes together. So for another variation of crow pose, we can plant the hands on the mat, taking the knees as far up on the triceps as they'll go, so up towards the armpits, taking the weight forwards. And when that balance point is found, we can start to take the toes off of the mat, drawing the big toes together, taking the feet back down, lifting the hips, sinking them down before stepping back to high plank. Exhaling, lowering to chaturanga. Inhaling, lifting the chest, drawing the shoulder blades back. Exhaling, lifting the hips up and back into our downward facing dog. Rolling forwards to high plank. Taking the hips all the way back and up into our down dog. We're going to find another little flow here that we're going to repeat. So on the inhale, rolling everything forward into high plank. Exhaling, knees lower, feet untuck. Inhale, taking the hands behind, knees lift. Exhale, hands forward, tuck the toes, lifting the hips all the way up and back. Rolling forwards. Exhaling, lowering the knees, hands come behind. Inhale, lift the knees. Exhale, hands forward, tuck the toes, hips up and back. Rolling forward on the inhale. Exhaling, knees down. Inhaling, knees up. Exhaling, hips all the way up and back into down dog. One last time, forwards, down, back. And then taking the hips all the way back and up into our downward facing dog. And maybe bending the knees here or lifting the heels. Maybe taking a shake of the head, just release any tension that's built up in the neck. On the inhale, we're going to roll forwards, taking the knees down to the mat. And again, making some gentle cat-cow movements in a tabletop position. So on the inhale, lifting the chest, drawing the chest through the shoulders. Exhaling, arching the back, tucking the chin. And then inhaling, lifting the chin and the tailbone. Exhaling, rolling everything under. And then coming down into a seated position, taking the feet out in front. We're first going to draw the left foot in towards the right thigh. Exhaling, taking the hands towards the right foot. And just feeling that stretch all along the back of the right leg. Taking a deep breath here. On the exhale, taking the left leg long, drawing the right foot in towards the left thigh. Exhaling, taking hold or reaching towards the left foot. Taking a deep breath here and releasing. And then on the next inhale, taking both feet together. So finding the butterfly pose, we're going to draw the chest forwards, and you don't have to go far to feel the stretch in the inner thighs here. And you can put blocks under the knees if that helps make things a little bit more comfortable. But from here we're going to take the back down to the mat, so keeping the feet together, maybe keeping some blocks under the knees, and just allowing everything to settle downwards, finding our final Shavasana pose.